What's the smartest thing you've ever said to someone? I was getting gas in the middle of the night, thinking about how amazing my night at my boyfriend's house was. There was literally nobody around me, and I was so tired I wasn't aware of anything going on behind me while I waited for my tank to fill. The nozzle finally clicked off, and I was reaching for my door handle when I felt the cold metal press against my ribs. "Don't scream," a voice said. He put his hand over my mouth as a second man appeared at my passenger door, his hand inside his jacket pocket. I knew what he was holding. "Get in and drive." I was terrified and couldn't leave. I always heard not to let them take you to a second location, but what could I do? My keys shook as I put them into the ignition. "Please, just take my car. I don't want any trouble." But he slammed his fist on the dashboard. "You're going to drive us west," he said, "all the way to California. You do exactly what we say, and you get to go home. You try anything, you will never see your family again." I had no choice, and I started driving while trying my best not to break down. After an hour, hoping someone would finally notice something was wrong, my phone lit up with Mom's call. I reached for it instinctively, but the man in the passenger seat grabbed my wrist. "Let it ring." The missed calls piled up. Mom, Dad, my boyfriend, my sister. Each unanswered ring felt like another step away from my life. By hour 3, my hands had gone numb from gripping the wheel. We stopped for gas again, and the one in the back walked with me to pay, his hand on my elbow like we were a couple. I tried to catch the cashier's eye, mouthing help, but she was watching a reality show on her phone. I thought my life had to be over at this point. Hour 5 brought Dad's 15th call. "Your family's persistent," the taller man said. When we finally pulled into a motel for the night, I could barely walk straight. When we walked inside, I knew this was probably my last chance before something irreversible happened to me. The girl at the front desk was about my age, with purple streaks in her hair and kind eyes. "How can I help you?" "One room," he said. "2 beds." I stared at the girl desperately, trying to telegraph my terror through my eyes alone. She looked at me confused, but then seemed to realize something. I thought for sure she knew, but she just smiled brightly. "Sure thing." And we all stood there waiting for her to get us a key. "You folks traveling far?" "California," the passenger seat man said quickly. "Family vacation." I wanted to scream that I'd never seen these men before 3 hours ago, that my family had no idea where I was, that I was supposed to be home eating ice cream. Instead, I stood there silent while she ran the credit card they'd taken from my wallet. She didn't notice. In the room, they zip-tied my wrist to the bed frame. "We sleep in shifts," the tall guy told his partner. "She tries anything, she's done." However, he told me to take off my clothes. I shook my head no, but he kept persisting. I was screaming inside, but then my phone suddenly started ringing. The sharp beeping made both men jump. "What is that?" He grabbed the phone, staring at the screen. "You calling someone? Police?" But I told him the truth, terrified of what they might do to me. "It's my medication alarm," I said, my voice barely working, but then suddenly it hit me. I knew what to say. It's for my infection." I watched his face change as the implication hit him. He backed up. "What kind of infection?" "The doctor said it's highly contagious if anyone touches me. It's called an STB or something." I let the sentence hang. He set my phone down quickly, wiping his hand on his jeans. "Go to sleep, we have long drive tomorrow," he muttered, moving his chair farther from the bed. I laid down, but was still terrified in that room, praying someone would come save me from these 2 criminals. I could barely keep my eyes open, and was dreaming about being home, but then at 3 a.m., I heard a loud bang. Then the door exploded inward. "Police!" Everyone on the ground. The room flooded with officers, weapons drawn. Both men threw their hands up immediately. They grabbed me and took me outside, wrestling with those guys to put them in handcuffs. It turns out the purple-haired girl knew something was wrong when she saw the look in my eyes, and right after we left the lobby, she called the police and told them something was wrong.